Hello, I'm Terry
And I'm Michelle.
with Widows Helping Widows. Thank you so much for coming back and joining our podcast.
Yes. So if you're seeing this, you may be seeing it as a video form or as a podcast form. We started our group. Gosh, we should talk about. Let's go back.
Let's go back.
Let's talk about how we met really
Yeah,
quickly, and then
how we got started.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. You want to take over, Michelle? You want
Sure,
me to? Okay.
sure. So we met. I was a dance teacher at the time, and her daughter was taking dance classes. She was in just. I guess you just moved
I
here.
had just moved.
Just moved
Yeah.
from DC to the Frisco, Texas area. And I did not know she was a widow, and she didn't know that I had been a widow.
No.
And I met through a mutual friend. And I remember one day we both showed up at the same birthday party,
Yes, we did.
and we started talking. And I asked Terry, I said, "Have you found a support group in our area to join?" And I remember you said, "Actually,
I am going to one tonight through hospice because I had went to a widows group in DC through hospice, so I found one in the Dallas, Texas area. So when I walked in, Michelle had mentioned in the previous podcast that only thing that we had in common is that we were widows. And when I walked in, they kind of said the same thing to me. They just kind of looked at me like, I think you're in the wrong place. And I was like, no, I'm in the
yeah,
right place. I am a widow. And as I sat down, they were talking about their retirement. They were talking about their grandkids. And I could not relate to what they were talking about because they were in a different season of their life than what I was in. Because again, my son was 4, my daughter was 8,
mm-hmm.
and I was, all of a sudden, uh, I would like to say a dual parent because I was the mother and father role and ripping and running in their activities. So that group was not a good fit for me. So I remember Michelle saying that she had it on her heart to start a widows group. And I was like, I think me and Michelle should do that. But we lost contact with each other.
We did. It was crazy. And
Yeah.
I had the same experience in different support groups when I became a widow because I was 24. And I remember going in different, finding different support groups to, try and see if it was a good fit for me. And every time I walk in, I'd say the average age is probably about 80,
Yeah.
85 maybe. And I remember thinking this, I have a lot of questions that need to be I would like answers to. And, most of them had great grandchildren. They'd been retired for a while. And like Terry said, we were dual parents to young children. And so, yeah, God laid it on my heart a while back to maybe start a group, even though I had remarried in 2005. And so Terry and I went to that birthday party. She went to that night. She went to her group. It wasn't a good fit, but then we lost contact. And
Yeah.
so I remember trying to find Terry and could not find her phone number. And so our mutual friend was still in contact with Terry at the time at the dance studio. And so we uh, reunited
Yes, we did.
over a phone call and decided, let's do
Let's
this.
do this.
Let's do this. So we, our boots to the ground, hit the ground running. We tried, we thought, how are we going to get our name out there? Because at the time, social media was not like it is now. And so we thought, well, let's talk to hospitals. We went to hospitals, we went
Yeah,
to
police stations,
fire
fire
stations,
stations, churches.
churches, and just started telling everybody we knew pretty much as well. Like, this is what we're doing. And so our first few meetings were pretty slim. We didn't
Yes.
have very many people show up. Maybe 1 or 2 people would show up. And then
You're good with technology.
well, yeah, I try. I try. But we had been on a website. My brother actually had shown it to me. It was called meetup.com. And Meetup is very popular now.
Yes.
But at the time, it wasn't, it was just getting started, just becoming popular. And there were groups for singles, there were groups for divorced people. But I thought, well, why couldn't we start one in our area for widows? So that, well, let's try it, right? It doesn't hurt to try.
Right.
And so we got on there, got a website going on, a profile on meetup.com, and that really made all the difference in the world.
And right now, again, we have over 800 members on our meetup.com site, and we are rated 5 stars.
Yeah, which is great.
It's great.
Which is great. And we ask people, how did you find us? Because it's really important for us to know, like, how did you find us? And so most people have been saying, meetup.com,
Yes.
or they're counselors if if they are seeing a counselor one-on-one or in a group setting. They're saying that they've been recommended to us by their counselor.
Yep, and also friends
Mm-hmm.
that have attended our widows group, and again that they have gone on and rebuilt their life. One thing I would like to say is that again, our agenda is. Did I say this before, Michelle?
I don't think so.
Okay, well I'm gonna say it again for the first time. That our agenda for our meetings is that we don't want anybody to get stuck. We are among the living, and we want people to continue to live no matter what that looks like for them. And that is our agenda. We'll talk a little bit more about that in our upcoming podcast. And but we just want to kind of tell you how we got started. Anything else you want to add, Michelle?
I think, bottom line is we just really want to get the word out. Whether you're seeing this and you're widow or not, we would love for people just to know we're here, and we love to walk along beside them in their grief journey. So this is why we're starting a YouTube channel, and we're really trying to get on social media more. We think that people who are actually not living in our area might be able to benefit from our videos. We're going to start bringing on some guests later on in some of our videos and podcasts. But to start out, we wanted to get you guys to get to know us a little bit more and kind of hear our journey and see how we got started. But I think really just we want to get the word out that we're here and we love to help and we love to walk along those who are in their grief journey. So you can find us through email too at widowshelpingwidowstx@gmail.com, or also, like we said, on meetup.com, Widows Helping Widows out of Frisco, Texas. So if you know anybody who would benefit from this group, or maybe yourself, we'd love for you to join us at one of our meetings, either in person or on Zoom. We do each of those once a month. And you can find all the information on meetup.com.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you. And we've been friends for a long time.
For a long time.
Doing this for a long time together. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
No.
We have a lot of fun doing this, but we also have a lot of tears doing this together. So anyway, we hope to see you soon. We hope to bring you in as part of our family and part of our community.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
God bless.